Dreamhack.
Welcome back here to Dreamhack 2011 for Dota 2. Back here on the main stage is the tournament sponsored by Corsair. Is the Dota 2 Vengeance tournament. We are here into our second game of a best of three. The favorites for this competition, the favorites everywhere in all Dota scenes, all Dota communities. They were going to vote for Wild Honey Badgers. Now they're going, hang on, oh crap, maybe I went the wrong way. But maybe not. Game two. We're going to find out in just a moment. In fact, the game has already started. Let's jump ourselves straight into there. Wild Honey Badgers, they are one game down. Fnatic MSI had possibly the best match of their life. I'm pretty sure Mitch will not be forgetting this for a very, very long time. I'm going to make sure I buy him a drink after this for the awesome Mirana, which should never have killed the lion, but it did happen in the end. And, well, let's just say maybe Wild Honey Badgers is a little bit plagued by Lion. The only other time I think I've seen them played Lion here in the competition, they went 0 for 17 on that Lion. Funnily enough, they actually won that game as well. So, yeah, nothing like a Night Stalker to carry you through. Let's have a look at our bans for the game so far. Radiant banning out for the first time. They have actually not banned out Prophet. We've got Wild Honey Badgers banning out Broodmother as well as Anti-Mage, and this put Dire in a position where they're going to ban out Tide and Night Stalker. Night Stalker are a consistent ban for Wild Honey Badgers, but the Radiant right now is, do they go? Yes, they will. Prophet comes in. I'm really, really happy you guys get to see him here on the main stage. Prophet is possibly one of the biggest heroes you can pick up in Dota 2 right now, and the answer back is Lich. Lich and Windrunner, so fantastic side lane solo, fantastic support for the big hard carry. The reason why Lich is just the living pain in the butt for every single person that goes up against him is one ability. His third ability is called Sacrifice, where he sacrifices his own creep and converts it into mana for himself. But by sacrificing the creep, you take away the gold and you take away the XP. So when you take out a creep in every single lane, you basically remove 1/5 of every bit of XP given towards that top lane, plus your own denies on top of that, and that really shuts down those big, hard carries. So that's why Lich is such a fantastic hero. And what also makes him great is he can convert that mana and put it into a Frost Blast. He's level 1 ability, so he converts the mana Frost Blast, convert the mana Frost Blast. That's the way it rolls, consistent harassment on the lane, and that's what he loves the most. So Mirana and Venomancer being the answer, and Spectre coming up for the Dire. Big, big hard carry. Spectre we put on the same lines as Anti-Mage and Faceless Void. They are the three biggest agi carries in the game of Dota 2 right now. Impossible to ban them all. So they do get through. Venomancer for the Radiant. Interesting pickup for the Radiant. As far as Venomancer goes, when they generally play Venomancer, they don't play him in the supporting role. They enjoy running him as a side lane solo hero, and that way he can be really, really aggressive. And you look for him to be aggressive on Windrunner, and look to see that Poison Sting leveled up. It's one of those things where you go, okay, Venomancer has the Gale. That works when you're in support and you're going to pop it off a couple of times. But when you're by yourself in the lane, you level up that Poison Sting, it does damage over time, it has a little bit of slow, and Mirana can't always keep popping off her Windrun ability, giving her that evasion to avoid those attacks. What she can do is basically move out of the way, and then that gives more XP to Venomancer, and that's why Venomancer will generally win whatever lane he's in when he's run as a solo hero. So I also saw Fnatic MSI banning him out in our last game, because they realized that Wild Honey Badgers love to run him solo, and that is the case. Venomancer can win a lane or against almost any hero if it is run as a solo hero. So the Dire might be thinking about running maybe Spectre as well as Lich in the solo mid, in the dual lane mid again, and then Lich can go for a little bit of roam, pick up the runes, go and help out bottom lane, and they'll give Windrunner a little bit of farm, which is what she needs to farm from range to get that power shot up, to get that Windrun up. It's always one of those big questions for Windrunner. When I go into the side lane, do I want to go, hang on, I'm going to be defensive, I'm going to grab that Windrun ability so I can escape when I'm going to get initiated on, or do I grab the power shot, which gives me a little bit of farm early on, and then I can level up a little bit faster, then I can get that. It's always that bit of a catch-22. Checking out our last bans right now, we have Earthshaker as well as Shadow Shaman coming in into the mix. Earthshaker being banned out for a very, very good reason. Basically, if there's no ethereal units, it's standard units. The more of those there are, the better ES's ulti is. So he likes units to clump up, and when Prophet's going to push, he's going to be creating a lot of treants, and they're going to push as one. Straight down the lines, and Earthshaker will be a fantastic way to stop that. Enigma also being banned out. So two big team fight heroes, because ES, great hero when it comes to that initial damage, and then Venomancer, Enigma with that big black hole, which we saw just how effective it was in the last game. Even just pulling 3 heroes out so they're not in the mix while the rest of the team go and kill someone else off. But generally, the big black hole, everyone does the damage, including Mitch, to kill off everything. Ancient Apparition is the last ban out for the DotA, so the second time we see that banned here on the main stage by Fnatic MSI. Just not a fan of AA. Such a big global range when you have that. Great for pressure in the middle lane as well. If Spectre tries to go in towards that mid lane, if they don't have the hang on, Omni-Knight's not banned. Omni-Knight could be a very interesting hero if he does get picked up, and I'm going to say this by the Radiant, and that's mainly because it's a bit of an old classic lane push. You have the Omni-Knight, you have the Prophet, and you have the Venomancer, and you can really just push straight up a lane when you do that, and it makes for, well, what I can say, dead towers. Tier 1, Tier 2 gets taken out. Wish Doctor from the Radiant, a good hero as far as push or defense goes. The bouncing cask, if you get it right with the heroes, you can be aggressive. You can bounce it off 2 heroes, and you hold those heroes in place. Malediction can go, you get a good Wish Doctor ultimate off, and you can shut down a lot of the heroes and do a lot of early game damage if you need it, or even late game if Spectre is getting to the point where you can't kill him. Pop the Malediction off, throw the ulti out, hold him in place, and then Mirana can stay there and just deal off the damage that she needs to do. Also a great way of setting up that initial arrow, because they can also be set up by the Sprout by Prophet, the ability to actually create a wall of trees around a hero. We're going to pick up for the DotA right now, so the Fnatic guys are talking about it. Who do we want to go? We've already got our hard carry, we've already got our side lane solo. We're going to support hero, and we're going to grab another one. We're going to go the coupling of the boys from the Frost world, or in this case a girl, Crystal Maiden. So come in their lineup again. They like having those mana-intensive heroes. Fnatic MSI don't want to be caught without any mana. That way they can keep initiating, they can keep the pressure on. But then again, really, Spectre can throw out a dagger, you'll lose the mana, but later on in the game you won't really care about that. The dagger is something you very rarely throw out. You generally try and use the haunt or something like that, and most of the time you just walk. Especially with phase boots or something along those lines. Windrunner, she'll enjoy that mana as well, which kind of like leads me into what the DotA might be picking up as their last hero, and I've got this funny feeling it's going to be Pugna as far as the DotA is going to be pushed. They're going to want to have that extra mana, they're going to want to try and push down these lanes, and Pugna is a great way of shutting down the Prophet push. You can get rid of all of these Treants that are trying to push down your lane, demolish them up, Windrunner power shot, and they're all gone skis. Either that or possibly also a Beastmaster if they're going to look to run a proper solo mid, which then we'll see the tri-lane on top. So we'll see Windrunner head down towards the bottom lane for the DotA as a side solo, and we'll see Lich and CM go with Spectre to do the traditional tri-lane on the top with him. And that will lead the Beastmaster solo at the mid, or possibly Crystal Maiden or Lich to support the Beastmaster in the middle lane as well. But middle lane, as far as this looks, I will be more than likely saying that we're going to... hang on! I'm glad that Viper pick came in just then, because I was about to say Prophet was going to solo mid. Now the Viper is up, Peppy will be grabbing that. He'll be the solo mid, which means we'll have Mirana solo top, and more than likely, I'm going to be saying we're going to have Prophet in the jungle with a Witch Doctor and Venomancer dual lane. Possibly could be something different. I enjoy it running that way. Be a lot more income coming in for the Wild Honey Badgers, and there'll be a couple of extra levels for the Witch Doctor as well as Venomancer. 2 heroes which you want to get to level 6. You get that Veno ulti up, and the DotA won't want to jump in. That Spectre will not want to jump in nice and close. It really just shuts you down when it comes to team fights. Like, I'm taking damage over time. I'm still taking damage over time. I'm really slowed down as well. This is a pain in the butt. And then Witch Doctor just sitting there going, sweet, I can cast, I can kill, and there's nothing you can really do about it. The DotA have one more pick. Will I be right? Are they looking at the Pugna, or will they be looking towards something else? As far as our pool goes, they're looking up, and wow, are they going to go Clock? They're going to go Clock. Clockwork Goblin is going to be picked up, so welcome to your Clockwork Goblin. So your lineup will be for the Radiant Prophet, Mirana, Venomancer, Witch Doctor, as well as Viper. For the DotA, we are looking at Lich, Windrunner, Spectre, Crystal Maiden, as well as the Clockwork Goblin. Clockwork Goblin, always one of those crazy heroes when it comes to initiation. A lot of people remember the hook abilities of Pudge. In this case, it'll be the hook ability of Clockwork Goblin, able to launch himself across the map, latching onto a hero. That hero will be stunned and held in place while he pulls himself in off that hook. An instant rocket flying out. That's going to give him a lot more vision. Flying down the mid, will spot that Venomancer as well as Viper heading towards the top. Wish Doctor was running up the mid, and Peppy's just still revealed back at base, which leaves one last hero, which is Syndrome, the Prophet. He was nowhere to be found. So there's only 2 other options when that rocket pops off. Did he run top? Did he run bot? They will be the questions. But that's why you keep on popping off those rockets from the Clockwork Goblin. Surprising that we're not seeing more rockets flying into the main base. Clockwork Goblin will generally pop off about 3 to 4 rockets before the creep wave even spawns. The cooldown on those rockets is just so low. 20 seconds on the original one, and you can see it scales down to 14 seconds of cooldown. Oh, see Badger, Karate, it's a fantastic gale, but he's going to get caught. Arrow flies in, Andre gets stunned, Shackle Shots holding Venomancer in place, bounce down to Sakash, Syndra and TP's up, the first blood's already dawned, Spectre gets it, Syndra is still in the fight, he needs to fall back, Fnatic's MSI trying to keep the pressure on, while there's a whole bunch of wilding Badgers, Syndra caught in, another Shackle, Mitch gets it, double kill for the Spectre, Miranda does pick up the Crystal Maiden, just jumping around everywhere, leaping everywhere, the kill goes down, it's 3-1 already, 4 kills have been split, and it's another another bouncing stun there by Matchroom. Will he live? Yes, he will. He'll get back past that tower. And already 3-1. Fnatic's way. You can look at it after the end of it. Spectre with the double kill. Did not die during that fight, which is even more important for him. So much money. And, oh wow, is he seriously? Before we even have the creep waves meet. That kind of item is farmed up in about 3 minutes, 4 minutes into a game. And with that first blood, as well as getting another kill, Clockwork picked one up as well, so he's going to be having a great time on that solo lane. So he's already got that extra XP. You can see it right now, Spectre with that ring of health. Such an amazing start for the big hard carry. Wild Honey Badgers, that couldn't have gone any worse for them. With a side lane hero getting the XP as well as money, as well as the big hard carry on the top lane. Getting the extra money, bounce done, doesn't bounce this time. Arrow close range, really trying to bring down Bayer. It's not possible in the end. They needed that Wish Doctor stun to bounce there to do a little bit more damage. They want to try and take off that Lich off the top lane. The more that Lich is on the top lane, the worse it's going to get for him because he'll just keep sacrificing. You just keep pulling that XP away, and there you go. There's the sacrifice. No more XP for Peppy. He can't get the last hit from that. Spectre comes up, and here goes that bounce stun. It goes on Angie, and Spectre, in comes Prophet. TP's going to come. Look for the Sprout. There it goes. Spectre's held in place. In the meantime, in the back end of play, Wish Doctor dies. Andre was not one to live it up. He will die himself because of it. Peppy is on the run. He has such movement speed from popping off that leap. He needs 2 more hits on Andre. There goes one. Here comes a second, but no, the salve starts up from Andre. It's going to take more than that. The Gale goes for Bayer. Moving himself inside the trees. Prophet pops the Sprout, gives him the vision, clears off the trees. Karani taking up the tower. Bayer going down the top. Venomancer, a very, very aggressive lane here from both the teams. In the meantime, Clock just doesn't give a crap. He's on the bottom lane, just farming himself up. Middle lane, we haven't looked at that too. Mitch versus Sea Badger. The mid solos, Mitch is not going to enjoy this at all. A simple normal attack from Viper. He's got a level 2 already, and that's really going to hurt Mitch. Slow him down, continuous DPS, force him to use all. He's actually used every consumable bar 1 healing salve, so more than likely be saving up for a bottle. Spectre returns towards the top lane. Peppy's getting some time on that top lane as well. Check it out, CS scores. Wow, Spectre. You can get the first blood, you can get everything else, but you can't get a last hit. Syndra in the meantime on that bottom lane. I do enjoy watching Prophet being played inside the lane. A lot of the time, if you jump back a little bit in time, I'm talking a couple of... Oh, hello. If you talk back a couple of months in the world of Dota, most of the time you'll see Prophet straight in towards those jungles, using those treants to scout very, very early on. You see those early runes. Now he's kind of more evolved into a hero that goes on the lane because you get a lot more XP from being in the lane. I'm going to harass that hero down the side lane, and that gives you a lot more levels faster. Oh, hello, Karani, just showing himself around the rear. They want to push up with that creep wave pull. The tower is actually able to be damaged down. This is not something that Fnatic really want to do. That pull couldn't have actually come at a worse time. Or maybe it's just a bait down Karani. They're going to go for this. The Spectral Dagger is there, but instantly the bounce done. And in comes Prophet again, sprouting up the Spectre. He will go down. He needs to go down. He does go down. There is not another Sprout. In fact, Prophet's almost completely out of mana. And Peppy staying on the front lines a little bit too far. There's a good creep wave there for the Dire. TP support's coming in. The Shackle Shots held Syndra in place. Mitch, the Mirana from the last game, has come towards the top lane. Clockwork, he needs to get a cog. He's going to get it. Who cares? Karani said he won't be able to pop off the cogs. Will not catch anybody. But that's a lot of heroes up on the top lane for Fnatic. They want to ensure they win that lane. Killing off the Venomancer is kind of like a meh kind of moment. It's not one of those things where you go, okay, I kill a support hero. Yeah, game-changing moment. Lich in the meantime on the top lane. He's enjoying a little bit of solo time, just him and him. Obviously, he's schizophrenic if he's doing that. Peppy, trying to get those denies, and he's going to enjoy this. The creep wave for the first time, going down to his own tier 1 tower. It's a lot safer for him to farm there. See Clockwork Goblin running through the mid where Mitch has already returned. He's going down towards the bottom lane, but Syndrome with that TP, you can see it right there, teleportation. 20-second cooldown once it's up at level 4. He can go anywhere on the map, and the way Syndrome likes to play, you'll see the Sprout as well as the TP leveled up 3rd level on that TP. He has a 30-second cooldown, so every half minute, he can go anywhere on the map he wants to. That means you can go up there, you have a fight lasts 30 seconds, go back to your lane, farm push. Hello, in the meantime, Venomancer might get called out, but maybe it's going to be Mitch. Arrow's going to fly in. Mitch, the man who pawns with Mirana, gets pawned back himself. This is revenge. Syndrome! In we go! The Sprout is up. Fire, son. Peppy, maybe a little bit too much damage being done to him. Starfall trying to help out, almost dying on the top. But Venomancer gets the last tip. The revenge for dying himself. And Peppy has to be really careful. There goes that rocket. Having a look around, it was looking for that last hit on Peppy. It's always dangerous when you try and retreat back to that main base. You've got to sometimes go on a random path, or else that rocket will take away the last point of your life. It's the same with the Ancient Apparition Order. You can fly around. If you fall below 10% of your normal life points, you will shatter into 1,000,000 pieces, aka die. Clockwork Goblin having a little bit more of a fun time. He gets to free farm on that bottom lane. No Syndrome to spoil things for him. Wow, that's possibly the best strat I've ever seen drawn on the minimap.
Denied.
Witch Doctor in the meantime also getting some farm on that top lane, or maybe not. He's decided to leave the top lane, or at least not show himself up there for the moment. Witch Doctor, one of those heroes which was actually played by Wild Honey Badgers as a mid-support hero, and was then just left during one of their games for about 5 minutes, and he came out of it with a Pipe Hawk! Out we go, need the cogs! Where's the cogs? He's got no mana for the cogs! The dagger goes up, Karani, arrow, flies, clock, held in place, Prophet is back! In he comes, the Frost as well, the Starfall burst, Viper with a Poison Sting, Wild Honey Badgers, they are rallying themselves together. Fnatic do not set the terms of this match in their minds. It was the big thing Wild Honey Badgers knew coming into this grand final. They knew that if Fnatic MSI got to play at their pace and play their game, and with the start they had in the last game with Mitch on that Mirana, they were able to do so, and Wild Honey Badgers just lost control after that point. But at this point, they're stalling up Fnatic MSI's. Oh, hello Dagger. Hello Dagger, slow, a lot of slow with that Frost and Dagger. But Sea Badger able to live, and we're seeing Syndrome with that Urn of Shadows already. Urn of Shadows, if you're nearby, when a kill goes, you get yourself a charge. You can use it as a heal. As in, you can pop it off on any of your own heroes or yourself, or you can pop it on the opponents. Meanwhile, on top lane, Mitch running away. Syndrome. Looks like he did use that Sprout, but it's very, very hard to kill a Windrunner. Always very, very hard to kill a Windrunner. Mainly because Rangers are very elusive, but also for the fact that Shackle hits. Wow, power shot, power shot, power shot. Not going to come, there's no mana. Pops off the wind run, and then it's forced back. There's too much of a radiant creep wave there. But yeah, as I mean, that... Ooh, that was a fun time to go back up towards the top lane. Arrow just dissolving itself. It can only fly for so long before it loses its own momentum. Mid-tier 1 tower's taking a fair chunk of damage. Yeah, but what I want to talk about is the evasion on Mitch. It's almost impossible. Even when he's inside the Sprout, you can pop that evasion. You don't get the extra movement. Obviously, you have the movement speed, but you can't move anywhere. But you had that evasion, so you're able to survive through a lot of these fights just by using that. So if you can't really focus her down. So we saw in our last game, the MKB was trying to be purchased by Mirana. They never really got to that point in the game because the game didn't last that long. Clock catches out the Venomancer, pops up the cogs. He's got mana for it this time. Prophet's going to TP in, cancels in the end. Realizes the Venomancer is gone. It was not worth leaving that bottom lane. So it's a nice play there by Clockwork Goblin. Clockwork, such an amazing hero if he gets that early farm up. If he gets that Vanguard, means he can jump in close. Witch Doctor, bounce stun. Just mere harassment to push Spectre off that lane. They do not want farm on him. And Spectre, to put it into it, okay, 8 minutes and a half. He is still sitting there with a Ring of Health. He has bought a 500 gold expensive item. Massively expensive. Like flamboyantly expensive. 500 gold. That's all he's got. There's no shield, there's no Vanguard. 8.5 minutes, and they've killed that Spectre 2 times. He has got minimal farm. Like, even with that, you should be able to afford like a shield. Like a shield, man. But he can't do it. So Spectre really being shut down nicely here by the Wild Honey Badgers. And they have to keep doing this as well. And they can keep doing it. Anytime there's an opportunity, you can just, well, Sprout. TP in, just Sprout, have a good old time. Spectre, once he gets that level 6, will be a little bit harder to kill. Spectre's one of those hard carries that might have a little bit of trouble early on in the game, but once he gets that Haunt ability, as long as he keeps the mana up for it, he can haunt to every single hero on the map, invis or no, it will still haunt to it, and then he can jump to that illusion, which means if you don't gank with a full 5-man squad, then you're not going to get the kill. In fact, he will probably kill that person who is not in with the rest of the team, because he does have that ability called Desolate. So if there's nobody there in the radius of 325, you get the bonus damage at 20, 30, 40, 50 scaling. And Spectre at this point on that bottom lane, very, very confidently down towards that tower. In the meantime, Peppy's being given free farm on the top lane. And if he pushes hard enough, he can probably bring down that tier 1 tower by himself. Oh, hello, Mitch. Spawning off the Venomancer. Peppy, oh, hello, Sea Badger. That's the real one. He popped off an ability, and Mitch knows it too. Prophet ulti will bounce through. It's the fact that they can actually see that Prophet ultimate will only hit something they can see. And there's nothing here that, as far as the Dire knows, that's actually like, oh, I can be seen. So they know they're being watched on that bottom lane. And hello, Mirana. Tier 1 tower at 114. It is in deny range, so he does not want to leave this tower alone. The fortification being popped off is something which is going to help, and that tier 1 tower is already gone, that middle lane. Peppy is taking care of that, and the tier 1 tower on bottom lane, I think, is where Wild Honey Badgers will want to go next. We go towards the top lane. Mitch comes in. He's going to power shot and push that creep wave back so he can have a little bit more space to go for the denies. And then the easy deny on the tower if he wanted to. He's going to stay with that siege creep. Now on towards that bottom lane. 3 heroes. Synderen still without a single level on Nature's Call. That's not really surprising for Synderen. As I said, he likes to go a little bit more aggressive with that Prophet. He's not a pushing hero, not until later on in the game when they need it. Mirana ultimate. You can see the heroes fading on that bottom lane, and that's something to be careful of. Now the bounce on Mitch on the top lane. Peppy with a Starfall, and the Sprat as well. Prophet comes in. They're popping in and out of Peppy's ultimate, and Synderen lands the last hit, and Peppy, while in roam, kills off the top tower. It's starting to regen itself a little bit, but he does it himself. Spectre haunts him. Will he jump? Peppy TPs instantly. They're going on the bottom lane. That's where the haunt's coming from, but he did not get the dagger on Sea Badger. They will fall back and just cannot get close enough. Prophet ultimate bounces through, steals so much more life. Karani, he doesn't have that Gale. He's not going to pop it. He can't get in close. But that Prophet ultimate, such an amazing thing. You'll see him during those fights just basically put his arms up in the air and go, yeah! And then all of a sudden, you just see this thing going all the way around the map. The more bounces it does, the more damage it will do. So you try and pop it on like the middle lane or the top lane if you're on the bottom lane. That way, maximum amount of bounces. The only downside is it only bounces 16 times and will only bounce on units you can see. So it's limited in that way. So it's all about timing the Prophet ultimate. Generally try and time it with the new arrival, the spawn of the creep waves.
Invisibility.
And Mitch on that bottom lane, just trying to get a little bit more farm. Spectre trying to do what he can on the top. At least he's now bought that stout shield. On the way to completing up a Vanguard. Arrow will fly through their own creep wave. They thought Spectre might stay on that front lane. Just trying to take a little bit more damage. That's not possible in the end. Karandi starts off with the Gale on Spectre. They need to have a little bit more support, but Spectre just goes back past that tier 2 tower. Peppy showing himself as well. So they might just look to damage down this tier 2 tower on the top. Meanwhile on that bottom lane, Sea Badger. Again with the 3 Wraith Bands. What is with this guy? Can get that Yasha sometime soon, or maybe even a Vanguard is what he went last time, but that's because he had to be a little bit more defensive. At this point, he's probably feeling pretty confident, so might even look to go that Yasha, and then maybe pick up the Vanguard or some form of life. They do need to have that, or maybe even the Pipe. Pipe would be a great thing to have when Lich pops off his ultimate. Counter warding here by Baya. Karani spots him, and then comes in, getting Frost, and Clock leaps in. Venomancer throwing away his life again. Not quite finished yet. Spectre's haunted. The dagger on the Witch Doctor popping up his own restoration. Trying to live. There is support. The arrow will fly. It hits on Andre. Prophet ulti bounces around. There's a little bit of damage to Spectre. And actually gets chained back. Good bounce done. Going out. The shackle was not able to hold it. And Witch Doctor will escape. In the meantime, Peppy's making the most of the back end of play. He's killed off the Crystal Maiden, who he initially stunned. Then wants Baya. Baya's got no life. Baya on the run. There is support. A lot of support. Power shot. Slices Peppy in two with a bread knife. In the meantime, bottom lane's being pushed by Synderen. As well as Sea Badger. That's a lot of damage to be done. So that tier 2 tower down at 2/3 at this point. And a lot of heroes, they're a long way off. There's a lot of heroes committed towards that top lane. There's those treants being created. It's going to buy a little bit of time. They can tank up that creep wave. They're only level 1, so he's just like, they're nothing. They don't have much life points. They're just there to act as human shields. And now they can bring down the tier 2 tower. If they get this, it's going to be a massive kill for the towers. They'll be the first tier 2 tower going down. TP's going to come in. They want to get the deny. Viper gets the last hit. Prophet putting up the sprout, just blocking the path. Shackle does fly. It's not able to get the hit because the Shackle is now gone. But just want to turn around and fight this. But the Mirana ultimate fades out the heroes. So Fnatic can't see where to initiate. Oh, Spectre. Bounce stun, negative earn charge, Wish Doctor ultimate. The Spectre does actually dagger out of this, but he's already taken way too much damage. Coronity this time getting the kill. While he throws his life away, he gets the kills in return. 3-4-5 for him. And this is going to fall down another tier 2 tower. So Wild Honey Badger is able to pressure pretty nicely. Viper getting caught out in that bottom lane does a lot of damage to Clockwork Goblin, but Viper for another tier 2 tower, as well as the Spectre kill on the top lane. Wild Honey Badgers will be very, very happy to take that trade.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And the tower will go down. There is nothing really the Dire can do when they're doing the Spectre. They get Haunt in at one point. Cinderin, you can see him TPing out. After that rocket flew in and hit him on the head. With a creep wave pushing in to the main base now. Or at least not if Bayer can say something about it. But look at Bayer's items. Wards, boots, and 4 elite branches. That's all he's got. So lean for a Lich. No mech, no nothing. Crystal Maiden looking pretty raw herself. At least Spectre's managed to get a Vanguard. That is something. Looking down towards Windrunner. She's the 1-4 to try and go for the mech. You see the buckler already. Hurrow. Misses. Power shot through the creep wave. Allowed to stay next to that tower pretty safely and get the last hits in. All about the extra farm they're going to get from that. Viper. Insane farm to get that pipe up by 16 minutes in. Lich ultimate will now do nothing. Power shot will do pretty much nothing. If Spectre ever gets a Radiance up in time, when the pipe is up, the Radiance burn has no effect. So when it comes to those team fights, if that pipe pops off, Wild Honey Badgers will not care about 3 of those big heroes, and they can just bring them down in the meantime. They have no real fear about that, and that's why we see the 3 Wraith Bands going in towards that pipe. He still needs to deal off a little bit more damage, still needs to go a little bit higher on stats, and Mitch, got to be careful, the Viper Strike not going off, he's already done a lot of damage. Andre Shackle, not going to be enough from Mitch, but the power shot will go through. Andre wants to get the Frostbite, good Spectre Haunt. We do see the pipe already popping off, and great gank there by Clockwork jumping in. Prophet tried to pop off the ultimate to give a bit of a hand, but that was all they got, so Viper down for a couple of seconds. Shackle doesn't latch to anything, but does stun Wish Doctor for a moment, and he comes back up. Wow, really, dude? You want to go for that? Actually, he does want to go for that. He might be able to go for that. Karani's going to come up. Lich Ultimate's going to bounce down. Split! Split! They split! Matchroom's already taken way too much damage. It bounced up between the Veno as well as the Prophet. Great Shackle shot here by Mitch. Power shot. They're going to pick up the Venomancer. No, they're not. There's enough life. Peppy's in trouble. He has no leap. He's caught in the moment. Andre trying to do what he can, but there's already 3 heroes down. But hello, Prophet! Arrow's going to fly in the deck. I guess the last hit from Spectre. He has a negative earn charge on him. Andre is going to be the target here of Cinder. He's going to TP right in front of him. There is no running from Spectre, but maybe a denial to Roshan. Will he hit? Nah, Prophet gets him. Roshan doesn't want to get involved in other people's wars. That's a big, good fight for Fnatic actually in the end. Considering Spectre, I think he managed to pick up 1 during that. But Prophet, too much. Look at that farm on Sea Badger. No wonder he already had that pipe, even with his 2 deaths. Not to mention the amount of towers which are down. There's only 1 tier 2 tower left standing, and we're looking at it right now. Clock, latches, cogs, mini stuns, holding Sea Badger in place. CM will come down, needs to put that Frostbite out. They're going to go for the slow. Earn charges up. Prophet, that's a bad time to TP in, man. Cops the power shot from Windrunner, so not wanting to be part of that. Mirana ultimate try to pop off, bounce done, setting up with the arrow, great chain, Wish Doctor ultimate, Andre will not want to go down, Matchroom actually stops the channeling of the ultimate. So Andre could have chased that, but he has no mana whatsoever. Even with that Brilliance Aura, it's not going to be enough, or I should say Arcane Aura, it's now called in the world of Dota 2. But a Windrunner for a Viper. Nicely played, great way to use, oh hello. Let's just counter ward these guys like, hey man, I'm killing your ward. You can see me doing it. Yeah, yeah. Down towards bottom lane. Who have we got farming down there? Spectre. Not bad farm, but it's going to be really hard for Spectre. If you get the Radiance, yeah, you can push a little bit more and you get that little bit of extra damage. The Radiance burn does nothing with that pipe off, and it's going to keep popping off. There's nothing they can do about it, and even then, Moran will probably be looking for a BKB or something along those lines. We've got Mech up for Prophet already, as well as the Urn. That's what we saw pop off in that middle lane before, which gave Wild Honey Badgers the life to survive. Level 3 now for the Prophet's Treants, so he creates 4 now, with even more life points. Well, not really, just have extra armor, I think. Arrow hits Mitch, Prophet, ulti, bounces, Lich does the same. It's only heroes with the pipe. He just pops and just soaks up all the damage. Lich and Windrunner are gone. Spectre would try to haunt him, but he realized once that pipe was off, there was nothing they could do. And look at the life on Wild Honey Badgers. Peppy pops an Urn, it gets an Urn charge from Cinderin, but that pipe charge negates everything Fnatic MSI are throwing at them. With just one item, they can do that. The same is going to come out from the Dire, because they can do the same thing. Venomancer ultimate, everything the Viper will throw. Mirana Starfall, Prophet ultimate. It's all cancelled out by the pipe as well, but they just cannot get the farm to get the item up. Tier 3 tower is going to go down the mid. It's already down to half HP. Andre trying to slow it down with the Nova. Dagger is already flowing through that lane as well. It's a decent creep wave, spawning up with the Siege Catapult, but there goes the Starfall. They'll destroy pretty fast. Synderen will have his ultimate in just a couple more seconds, and there goes that pipe. They want the life as well as the extra armor up. Synderen, a lot of trouble, held in place, killed in place, but Clockwork Goblin, the same thing happens to him, so the 2 initiators go down, dust up by Andre. They do not want anyone disappearing inside an ultimate, and Mitch trying to do what he can, but the Venomancer ultimate is still on top of him, trying to fall back, and there's that extra heal. The stick charges keep him alive. Karate falls back, 1 down from either side. Prophet and Clockwork are the ones to take the falls. A lot of damage being done, but Fnatic able to defend. It's that hard thing to do when you try and push into the main base. If you're a fan from a couple of other codes, so obviously Dota 1 and HON players will know this, but for League of Legends players, if you are attacking uphill, you have a mischance. You will not always be able to hit your targets. And that is why it's so much easier to defend from inside your base. You attack from the high ground, you hold on to your vision, so you have vision of the low ground, but they don't have vision of the high ground, and let you start attacking down, at which point it's like, hey, what's going on, man? Arrow, hello. Unable to get the Spectre. But it makes it very, very hard for pushing into the base. It's why the big, oh, hello, Clockwork, latches, Shackle, Peppy, pops the ultimate, but Clockwork will hold him in place with the cogs. There is nowhere to run to. Good gank there by Fnatic MSI. It's just these couple of kills that we do see coming up from Wild Honey Badgers where they just get caught out. And this kind of stuff should not be happening. Fair enough, you want to farm, man, but you can't throw gold and XP the opponent's way. If you start doing that, then you may as well be throwing the game. You don't want to have these mistakes. Not to mention, it's about 30 or 40 seconds that you're on the sidelines. You can't be pushing. You're not getting any farm. You're giving away gold. Karate and Syndrome pushing down that middle lane. And so at this point, the Wild Honey Badgers have to go, okay, what's our next step? We'll push down all the tier 1s. We'll push down all the tier 2s. We're looking pretty damn decent as far as advantage goes for money. And we're looking pretty good for all our heroes. We can push out anywhere. Maybe a little bit too low levels on the Venomancer as well as Witch Doctor, but they can do their part at level 8. It's only 22 minutes into the game, so they've got to be thinking, we need something that's going to help us push through the main base. And you can be looking, like you've already got Pipe, you've already got Mech, you got a lot of these items up already. Drums of Endurance can get you through a little bit faster. Angus the Immortal will also help you out with that. But also what will help you is grabbing one hero out of the main base. So Fnatic MSI got to be really careful not to get caught out like that. Pipe already popped off here by Wild Honey Badgers. This is a very, very early Pipe. They are unable to kill that creep wave. Arrow will fly up, will hit nothing. It's just having a little bit more of a scout, and the Pipe wears off. As we're now going to go inside the main base. Clockwork jumps in. Fantastic Shackle. Cogs push them up, and the dust has already popped. There's nowhere to run, but there's no Marana. Lich Holden will be massively effective, while Witch Doctor has someone in the background. This is a horrible fight for the Wild Honey Badgers. Witch Doctor will go down. No, he won't. He gets the TP out. Viper is the only one to really survive properly out of that fight. But it all came down to one thing. That Pipe was way too early. They couldn't kill the creep wave fast enough, and they throw 3 kills the way of Fnatic MSI. This gold graph is going to start to dip in just a couple of moments. And with these couple of moments, Fnatic can push these lanes out, relieve a little bit of pressure. They can push down to these tier 1 towers, and they might be able to pick off one of these, but looking at all the tier 1 towers, looking in very, very good shape. So it's just one of these things where Fnatic MSI get thrown a bone. You know, there's one thing we did see from the Wild Honey Badgers. While they've been playing some amazing game and amazing pressure, sometimes they're just not quite sure if they should go for it. And when they're not quite sure, they go for it. And that is what causes the problem. They ended up just losing their lives. They had a moment, in fact, going up against this very, very team. In Fnatic MSI, they decided to dive just a little bit too far, and there was a fantastic fissure. Windrunner got caught out, and the entire team ended up losing 3 heroes, just like the situation. Regeneration. But once that pipe popped off, there's just like, you got to know, this is not the place to go. Nothing like the sizzle of a rocket flying over that middle lane. Fnatic MSI, not really on any of the lanes right now. Even though that bottom lane is pushed down a very, very long way, that creep wave could possibly... No, it won't. There's not enough of that creep wave to kill off that main base. Mitch, with a power shot, reveals what I didn't want to show before, that Roshan is currently being done, but I can do it right now. But look at that line of treants. Not only does it give them vision on that high ground, it blocks the path so nobody can get in close. There's no force staffing in. You can't shackle from the high ground. You can't look in to see how much life Roshan has got. Arrow will fly towards the high ground, and it hits the Clockwork in flight. He is held in the stun. They get the kill. The cogs are up. Roshan is inside the cogs. The pipe is popped. Wish Doctor with the ultimate is doing a lot of damage. He's doing a lot of damage to that Spectre. Actually, no, he's just tanking it like a boss, man. Pushes back Clockwork. He's the only one dead after that entire fight. But as Roshan is what Wild Honey Badgers came here to get, as what they're going to get right now. They finish him off. The Aegis Immortal is up. In the meantime, Mitch on the run. Peppy's looking for the kill. The Crystal Maiden was brought down by Mirana, so she goes onto the sidelines as well. But Wild Honey Badgers, they got what they needed. And that Aegis Immortal, not to mention, a 18-second window. But that window is disappearing very, very fast because they need to get rid of these creep waves pushing down the towers. That tier 1 will actually die with that creep wave unless somebody goes up there. So Sea Badger trying to push out this middle lane. They want to try and keep pressure on that mid, and as you can see, Prophet forced to go towards the top lane. He will have that ult up in a couple of seconds, and that's going to be what's going to help push out all these lanes. That's one thing you can generally pop off to push out the lanes, but you want it when it comes to the team fights. Fnatic will never, well, they will never always be expecting it. And ultimately just to fly through that lineup. They won't really care too much with Mitch with that mech, but just to have that go off and then have to be forced to pop off the mech, then the Veno ulti on top, then all of the abilities of the Radiant side on top. There's a lot of pressure to be had. Rocket on. Rocket just flies in towards the middle. 4 heroes. Power shot just tags Sea Badger. Now with point booster and vitality booster. He's looking for that Aghanim Scepter. Drops that Viper cooldown to about 30 seconds for his ultimate, which means he just pops it every single second, every single time it comes off cooldown. He sees a hero, ulti. Hero, ulti. That black shadow across the mid, it's just a spectral dagger. And latch yourself onto Witch Doctor at one point. Prophet. See, this is why Prophet is banned. You can go the top lane and push. TP, bottom lane, push. TP, middle lane, gank and kill. And he can keep doing this. Every 20 seconds, anywhere he wants to be on the map, he can do so. It allows for an insane amount of farm, and through this ultimate as well, the Wrath of Nature, bouncing around, it kills off the creep waves. It can help kill heroes, and he kills heroes anyway when he TPs in and sprouts. And through all of this farm, he can pick up these items like the mech for support, like the urn because he is such a ganking hero, you go that urn charge. And then you look towards the Scythe of Ice, known to a lot of people as a Gwinsu, or for the classic Warcraft 3 guys, it's a sheep stick. I'm still not quite sure to call it in Dota 2 because it turns people into a piglet. So calling something a pig stick is, we can't bring ourselves to do that just yet. Mana boots up in that middle lane. Fantastic thing when you have 2 of them. Your team never runs out of... Are we seeing Manta? Yeah, it's a Manta on Peppy. I clicked on Venomancer, I'm like, what the hell? He got that much farm? Mid lane push, create yourself an army. This time the pipe actually not getting the effect on Peppy, but they will push themselves in very, very fast. The creep wave's got the effect. They need to bring down these barracks. The Dire fortification goes off, and there goes the pipe. The pipe is worn off. They will look for the initiation. The shackle shot at Sea Badger. Clockwork jumps in through the rear. Syndra doing up the damage. Venom pops up the ultimate all over the Fnatic MSI guys. Sea Badger's there, but the Lich ulti goes. The creep wave is gone. It does a lot of damage. 2 already down. WHP have to fall back. Spectre is taking it, then he gets sprouted up, but Mitch eats his way through, gets out of the trees, still on the way back out, and Spectre being blocked here by Bayer. Sea Badger wants it. He cannot get it. They do not get the kill, but they get one on Lich. He's still going. Mitch lands the shackle, holds him back. Synderen is back. He buys back into the game. TP's in. They just won the barracks, and they get it. The melee is gone. The range as well. There's a consolation prize for them. It is a costly price, though, with Synderen being forced to use money to buy back. But as I said, he's a farmer extraordinaire. And there goes the range barracks as well. A great shackle. But there's nothing to follow it up. The power shot's on cooldown. The TP, however, that could do the job. Synderen goes up. Tries to TP out. They need to keep chaining the sun. Synderen. Be brought down. Windrunner gets the last hit. Clockwork. Scouting out. Finds the Sea Badger. Look for that ultimate. Look for that ultimate. Doesn't latch. Sea Badger able to escape out. Big battle. 23 to 23. And the goal graph still going up. 15, man, 15. Let's look at the farm coming out. Who's the ones mainly getting it? Not very surprising. Actually, Sea Badger starting to slow down a little bit. Synderen speeding up a little bit as well. 98. It's the same amount of kills across the board, but it's just that extra, all those towers gone. That's why that massive difference, 23 to 23. Kills don't always matter. Arrow tries to initiate on bottom lane, but Pepe will just harass. Radiance is also done on Spectre, so he'll be happy about that. Dagger flies up. Pepe already taking just a little bit of damage from that, but Restoration helping out. Oh, our low computer spike. DotA 2 chucking computers since 2012.
And it's off.
Rocket going for a little bit of a surge. Such an amazing ability for Clockwork Goblin. I can keep the mana going too. That Ring of Basilius on him. And he just loves that to bits. Means he can pop off a rocket and just keep that vision anywhere on the map. Does not matter for him. He just keeps popping it off. And you just try and keep tabs as much as you can on WHP. So you know when the ganks are going to happen. That's why it's all coming down to a ward battle. Clock. Witch Doctor, one lucky son of a witch. Venomancer even popping a ward up there for helping with the counters. They realize that ward was up there after Clockwork almost latches that ultimate. And then simple counter ward. And throwing that Venomancer ward up on the high ground so they have the vision up there. It's the only way they can kill it. They don't have the vision normally towards that top rock. It's a great ward position when you want to be aggressive. You can see all the way down. You can see that. That's the sight line. So if you're ever going to get ganked in from the side, you throw a ward up there, you can see everything. Power shot trying to slow down the wave, the creep wave just a little bit slower, and that's mainly because Synderen held it up, so that's actually a nice play there by Synderen. It's such a simple thing, but it keeps the creep wave up on high life points. The Cogs is mere defense, they don't want to see that initiation. Arrow tries to go still for that initiation. Pepe with the illusion rune as well as the Manta Star, not popped off yet. Shackle shot on the Sea Badger in play, just trying to slow down this push. Spectral Dagger goes. Prophet creates more treants. Spectre straight towards the front. They still want to go this, they might be able to. Shackle doesn't latch Viper out. I think they were waiting for that. Now they can go. Spectre's in the wrong position. Dust pops up. They can see Synderen. There's nowhere to run to. Witch Doctor popping up the ultimate. Spectre's going to take a ledge. And they waited for the right time. The pipe goes. Spectre goes down. Sea Badger might take a fall as well. He's shackled in. Spectre flies back. Horns back in again. The pipe is up again, but Witch Doctor's on the run. Spectre will be able to get this kill, so two go down. Spectre the only casualty for Fnatic MSI, but it did cost him a buyback and will now come back. Spectre with a double kill. Viper doing the same. That's the power of the Aegis to the Immortal. Will he still go down? There's a lot of heroes for Fnatic MSI, and they will bring him down. Shackle doesn't lash, but at least gets that mini-sum. Windrunner gets the kill. Marina leaps back out again, so Fnatic MSI scrambling the defense. They've got to scramble it back towards their tier 4 towers. It's a problem when you got supersized me creeps going down the mid. You get fat, you get lazy, and you got to try and stop this mid push. You get those towers losing a lot of life. And Spectre is the one to do it. 27 to 25, so a 2-kill advantage now in favor of Fnatic MSI. And I'm still just going to repeat what I said before. Kills do not mean everything. It's all about position. The only thing that really matters when it comes to a game of Dota, you kill this thing, the Ancient Fortress. Everything else just leads up to it. It's like reading a couple of chapters. Yeah, it develops the plot line off a little bit. But killing this, that's the last bit. That's what you want. That's your final, like, massive conclusion to it. Right, that's when you find out you were the chosen one. Pepe's still having a great time on bottom lane. Not really high up on that farm. Those kills are going to set them back with a couple of, well, back on items. I'm actually looking for a couple of these heroes. Clockwork. Hello. Windrunner, at least having that 4 stuff up now. But such a fantastic island for Mish to have. really helps make a lot of these fights. I think we saw it during the middle fight before. Notice how he got himself out of those trees. He can force stuff people out of that Sprout, and that's the main reason why Mitch needed that. The Sprout was really holding a lot of heroes in place, and because of that, they had to stand in there and take it. But if you can force stuff someone out of those trees, the lock instant doesn't really work. And oh, hello. That's a long way to walk, man. That might help you. In the meantime, it's all about Syndrome blocking his own creep camp spawns. But no one's on the lanes apart from one hero, and that's Witch Doctor, farming like a boss, enjoying his time. And see Badger. Got to be a little bit careful. Spectre goes up. Dagger will fly. Support's going to come in through the rear, looking for that arrow. Ultimate now goes on Spectre. He's just going to tank this up as much as he possibly can. And there goes the Lich Ultimate. There's a decent creep way for it to bounce off to. There's an absolute mess right now with the Witch Doctor Ultimate, doing a lot of damage to that Spectre. Peppy is trying to bait him out, and they kill each other in the end. Prophet again going down early, forced to buy back. Witch Doctor goes down. Midge is dealing up the damage. Huge damage with the focus fire. Four staffs up. Wants to see Badger. Prophet is back in the mix. The Mirana Ultimate. They've all gone invis. But what do you need? A Sentry Ward is dropped by Baya. Still Midge is alive. Clockwork. He is brought down to his own cogs. Peppy hits the arrow. Baya's on the run. This could be a complete genocide. Peppy should be able to get it. Oh, TB. Oh, he gets it. Baya says exactly what his name says. The only one to live for his team. And would you still believe that was actually an even trade? There's still only 2 kills the difference. But once again, Prophet forced to buy back. It slows down the pig stick. And now, oh wow, this is ballsy from Synderen. Ballsy. What's he going to attack? He can't make up his mind. Now it's the top lane. Barrack's already in. They'll kill off this tower. Fortification will buy them some time. There's still going to be 3 seconds before Spectre is back, and he'll haunt it instantly. Maybe get a little bit more mana. In goes the haunt. They want to get Peppy. They might be able to get Peppy. They do get Peppy. But that's a big army of Koreans blocking the entire front side of that melee barracks. But Prophet only helps out. What helps out even more? A Frost, Spectre. That's a lot of farm as well. It's a lot of money throwing towards the Dire, and 50 seconds with Mirana being on the sidelines. That's a lot of time. Spectre, sure he died, but he came back to life again. Has some decent amount of money. And can carry this game later on if this game does go late. We're still 36 minutes into it, and we've seen almost a whopping 61 kills. So more than 2 kills, well, about 2 kills a minute. And just pressure everywhere from Wild Honey Badgers. And they've managed to get some. They got the middle racks. If Fnatic MSI hadn't lost that middle racks, at this point I'd say, yeah, they could easily win this. But they've lost that middle racks. That means that they're forced to go in towards the middle. And these creeps don't give us much money. That's a big problem for Fnatic MSI. Whoever goes in towards that middle lane to defend it does not claim as much money from them. As you can see, 22. That's next to nothing for it. So that's going to prove to be a problem for Fnatic MSI because that takes away those resources. In the meantime, Synderen having a great old time on bottom lane, creating more armies of Treants. Got to be really careful now. 4, 5 heroes on that bottom lane. Synderen goes inside the trees. Power shot reveals him off. He's going for the TP. The dust reveals. He gets stunned. The shackle holds him in place. And Spectre gets the kill, even more importantly. A lot of money coming into Spectre. And Prophet is on the sidelines for another minute. He will not want to buy back. He has already bought back, I think, a grand total of 3 times in this game. So I want to point out right now why that gold graph might be going the way of the Radiant. It's not always going to be that way, and it could be a lot different if we're taking into account that is gold earned. That's not how much gold has been lost from buybacks as well. So it's just one of those things. Hello, Peppy. Leaping himself away from the top. Mitch tried to land that shackle. It's always a great way to land a shackle. You can actually pop the shackle on a close by creep, and it can latch someone who's a little bit further away. Hello. Ooh, a Mitch. Fancy footworking Windrunner. In the meantime, Clock, yeah, there's that rocket on Roshan. They know what's going on. Spectre, of course, can check too. A simple haunt, but Spectre, wow, Reaver up on Spectre. He's getting to the point where you won't be able to kill him. Not only does he have 2k life, but it's this dispersion. The dispersion, so damage reflected being 22%. That is a lot. Clockwork has called out Synderen. He puts up the trees trying to block the vision. The dust goes. Syndra trying to TP out. Mech charge. Will it be enough? He can't TP out in time. The clock mini stuns kept him in place. He can keep channeling that. Bounce stun will not bounce to anything. There is nothing for it to bounce to. And Syndra is down again. Prophet on the sidelines. That is 2 minutes in the past 3 where he will not be alive. Shackle latches. Spectre haunts. Witch Doctor is raped royal. And now Prophet is back. They forced the buyback. He's going to come in towards middle, gets a double sprout. Karani will pop off the ultimate too. They need a kill for this. They need some form of collateral for Syndra and buying back. Clockwork pops the blade mail. They cannot fire on him. He cannot do the damage. Viper ultimate. Now they can, but forced up lets him live. Lich oldie will pop, but the pipe is up. Will not phase him whatsoever. Bayer trying to fall back. Pepe, arrow, heads. Bayer's caught. They will still try and defend him, but he will go down. Lich is gone. 1 minute down for Lich. He's already popped his ultimate. That's fair enough, man. You can die in peace. And Wild Honey Badgers, they will want to do some damage. Are they going for the GG? Are they going to go straight up the mid? This will be a crazy play from them. Lich being down is not the important thing. Spectre being up is the more important thing. And Spectre, what did you buy? Nothing. You just bought back. You bought yourself. Spectre throws out the dagger. Rotation goes up towards top. See Badger! Latch! Arrow! Flies! Hits Spectre! Prophet's in! Clock jumps as well! Spectre's still alive! Clockwork Goblin, the cogs pushing Syndra out. They can't do the damage. Andre even dropping the ultimate down. Mirana's gone. Venomancer takes the fall. Syndra with a negative earn charge. Power shot. They will get the kill! Fnatic! Pushing the Badgers back. The cogs hold them in. Spectre will live. Witch Doctor, the only one to survive, and he's on the opposite side of the map. 39-30, Fnatic on the back foot, but they're biting like the tigers they are. Still, so many towers intact. The tier 1s are still up, and Fnatic are winning fights like this. They are starting to get back into this game. Oh yeah, there we go. It's like a freaking Everest hill. They want to start the descent on that gold earn graph. You can check out right now how we're looking for kills even. 10-5 on the Spectre. A massive farm on him as well. That is huge. 10-6 for the Clockwork Goblin, and then 12-6 for the Windrunner. TP in towards the middle lane. Venomancer up towards that top. You see him now with the Hood of Defiance. I don't know if they're looking for a double pipe. Extend that time over. And Roshan is now dead. Spectre has the Aegis. Fnatic MSI. That is a massive blow against Wild Honey Badgers. They can't kill Spectre as it is, let alone with the Aegis. And now extra farm will get towards that heart. And Spectre can take this game completely late game. And there is no massive late game hero. Ooh, oh, wow, really? That's some... Mitch, you will never cease to surprise me. Sheep stick up on Mitch. Shows it in the middle lane. It's a lot of farm for him. What are we looking at? That's decent. It's a 12 for 6, which is helping out 20 assists. Look at that assist as well. That is just the way Fnatic play. 23, 21, 22, 20, 22. A lot of assists. They're always fighting as a squad. But that was fair enough considering they're so far on the back foot. It is just what happens. Now, middle lane. Arrow. Creep takes it for the team. Nothing hits that Ranger in the mid. Power shot goes through. Starfall as well. Demolishes off the dire wave. Shackle doesn't latch on anything. Witch Doctor wants to come up. Bounce stun. Might pop the malediction. Now the ultimate. Lich Johnny will bounce. It stuns him off. And it might be enough. Clock jumps Syndra in the trees. Will it be enough? Pepe goes in. Starfall kills off Mitch. The Windrunner is gone. Now also Bayer having trouble. Sea Badger with that pipe. Standing his ground, picking up the support heroes first. Andre dropping down the sea of ulti. Arrow flies in. Pepe's doing the damage from the high ground. Triple kill for the Spectre. Let's make it an ultra way in the neighborhood. Throws the dagger after getting Gale himself, so he is slowed down. Clockwork, Oldie's on cooldown, and in comes Pepe. They're diving too far. Fnatic, Clockwork Goblin will go down. Maybe, Blade Mail! The tower! No! Living through it. In the meantime, also Spectre getting the kill on the Venomancer. He has a creep wave following him. They're all his fanboys, more than Day 9 could ever accumulate. But however, Spectre will kill his fanboys, unlike Day 9. It's that Radiance burn that just hurts. And that also with that fight, with that ultra kill, goal. Missing. That's going to be enough for the heart. And Wild Honey Badgers, they lose a tier 1 tower, owe the humanity. 44 minutes in, they still hold another one on the top lane. Not much though, and they can deny that if they want to. And that might not be a bad choice. They don't want more money going into the bank accounts of the Dire. They already hold a fantastic advantage in the money, but they're losing it. It is dropping down. They peaked at 15,000 as an advantage, and it is just going downhill with every fight that is forced. And Wild Honey Badgers, they can't fight this. They can't go 5-on-5. It does not work. They need to control this map. Prophet needs to be able to push, but he can't do it. Syndra has ball back, I think now 5 times in this game. That will be a grand total of almost 6,000 gold that will have been lost. Even look, what's our gold per minute? See, now that looks good, but that looks better. In the meantime, Mitch trying to defend in the middle lane. Having a good old time there. And also now Spectre on the top lane. Oh, wow. Heart and Gem. They don't need to buy dust anymore. Spectre can't die anyway. Like, there is no way they can kill him until they kill every single support hero. 3k HP, and the regeneration is nuts. Completely nuts. I think it's about 65 HP per second with what Spectre's got at the moment. Which means he just got, and that's only when he's out of battle. The way the heart works is one of the best items when it comes to the big hard carries. The way the heart works, when you're out of combat, your regen goes up. When you're in combat, it struggles a little bit. Oh, hello, a little bit of screen lag. Needs to go in the middle, power shot. Demolish up this creep wave. Andre's helping as well as Lich. And hello, Prophet Ultimate trying to push them back. So much damage when it flies through. But a simple mech charge can solve any form of problem that creates. Ult arrow! It's on Mitch. Good initiation. Can they do it even more? The Majority will bounce down, but the pipe is there. They will not care right now. Clockwork jumps in. Sea Badger already the kill on Windrunner. Now some initiation. Sea Badger's in trouble. Andres as well. Wish on to pops the ultimate. Trying to bring down Baya, but Baya's done his own job. Syndra on the run back. Clockwork's here, but Spectre, he can be on any lane. Horns in. Prophet puts up the sprout. Blocks the path for Spectre to run. They're going to run in towards the tower. Spectre, look at him. Tanking like a boss. Sin, TP, he gets out. Coronity, you suicidal maniac. Try and do his job there on Baya. And Baya, so unlucky. There's an entire creep wave the tower could have attacked. And it hits the Lich on the way back out again. McClock and Spec, the only ones left alive for the Dire. But they're the important ones. That tier 2 tower can go down. They will not allow it to do so. Look for that Prophet ulti to start this. There goes the Prophet ulti. It's a good arrow. It's a long arrow. Can they keep it going? The tower goes down. In fact, getting denied. The dagger will fly so we can get out a little bit faster. But nope. There goes the rocket. Also holding Wild Honey Badgers back. They can't keep that pressure up. They can't chase down that Spectre. They need more damage. And it's just not coming when they have to keep buying back. And they keep on also not gaining these towers. That's the massive gold advantage. We should keep on dropping this bar back down again. And that's what Fnatic MSI is getting. With every single tower, the entire team gets 1,000 gold. Unless it's denied like it was in the middle, when you only get 500. The denied cuts all the gold in half, so you get 200 or 100. In the meantime, Karate trying to farm up that top lane a little bit more. Get his levels up. He is level 17. As far as our ultis go, has everybody got the ultimate at level 3? Wish Doctor's the only one out of all the heroes, and Crystal Maiden. But Crystal Maiden doesn't matter. She is an aura, stunner, Nova, and then ulti if she can. Actually, only the... Wow, Frostbite done up to level 4. Rather surprising that. You generally want to have that stun last as long as possible. An extra second on the stun can matter a lot. At this point, Wild Honey Badgers know they need to get back on this income fight. If they manage to get that... Oh, hello. Nope, misses everything. Down towards the bottom lane. Just damaging that creep wave, so it'll push itself. But Wild Honey Badgers know they need the money. They need to hold on to this income battle. Keep their items up. Oh, Runs Viper gets that. He's already got the Aghanim Scepter. But if he gets himself up to a BKB, then we're going to be looking at a lot of trouble for the Dire. They have been able to bring down Peppy during these fights. Sea Badger down during these fights, mainly because they've been able to stun him. They've been able to hold him in place. And when some BKB pops up, Fnatic will not be able to stop him. A little bit of extra damage, a little bit of extra strength, a little bit of extra stability. And Wild Honey Badgers now there in the position that Fnatic MSI were about 15 minutes ago. They're going to try and push down the main base. Will Wild Honey Badgers be able to defend this? There is no ward army up, and at this point, Sea Badger is out of position. Prophet creating an army. They will hold from the front lines, but they will burn very, very fast. Spectre goes in first. Viper ultimate already thrown out on him, and Spectre just tanking it up. 3k HP they have to bring down on him. And Spectre will be on the front. Clockwork, he tried to latch in. Arrow will fly right through the middle of the Fnatic lineup. Synderen getting the spread on Windrunner. Then 4 starts himself away. Sea Badger in a little bit of trouble. Pipe just pop off. Lich ulti goes as well. Spectre diving down towards Synderen. Synderen will want to pop that mech in a moment. Needs to pop it. He is inside the invis. Doesn't want to pop anything. He's just holding, tanking up that damage while that Marana ultimate's doing the job. It is. Viper gets a double kill. This is a great play for the Wild Honey Badgers. 3 heroes down. Now the supports are gone. Spectre can go down. He's trying to haunt himself out. But who's he going to go to? He goes to Synderen. Synderen will burn to death and fires back. Down goes the Spectre, but they need to kill him again. That's why Sind is here. Prophet, up goes the trees. There is no dagger. It is on cooldown. TP in by Wish Doctor. Malediction goes up. The burn and the reflect is killing the entire Wild Honey Badger side. They get the spread off and they bring him down. Wild Honey Badgers. They managed to bunker themselves in, killing the Spectre. That is massively impressive. Oh, how low. How low, hello, hello. This is not over. The fat lady singing, oh, Bayer! He's in too close. The Starfall, close range arrow. Sea Badger will do the damage. The Lich ulti bounces through. Peppy taking a lot of damage there from the oh, wow. If they get a double racking. Will they get a double racking? Wild Honey Badgers, they can't do anything. Spectre can't buy back. He has no money. The melee barracks is gone. The range barracks will follow. And will they stop here? Rotation. They need a triple. They need a triple. 53 seconds before Spectre is back up again. Lich can't come back too. He has no walls, but even if he does, clock is back. The tower's going. Fortification is gone. Wild Honey Badgers, they might be able to do this. I love the sell for the BTs, for the Viper. Meds, clock, jumps, cogs, mini-suns, doing what he can. Windrunner, focus firing down Sea Badger, but taking so much damage from the Wish Doctor ultimate while he's doing so. Andre trying to find the charges, the bottom barracks. They are the next target. Maybe Clockwork first. He is on the menu. Viper is dominating. Spectre is up in 17 seconds. Clockwork is gone. Viper gets a double. The melee will go. The range will follow. And the GG is called. They say they can no longer win. And that is because the throne will go down. Fnatic MSI losing the second game here at Dreamhack. They will be forced to go to a third. There's the official ending. Fnatic MSI played an amazing game to come back. The farm on that Spectra was absolutely insane. But Wild Honey Badgers, they bunkered down, and it all came down to one fight, and it was the fight going straight down that middle lane. They managed to hold Wild Honey Badgers. I do not know how, but they managed to get together. They got through. Will they be able to take it in a third, or will Fnatic MSI make it 2 for 2 here? Heroes of New Earth, and then DotA 2 as well. We'll find out in just a moment. Don't you guys go anywhere.